Hi guys, so I came across this video and I was absolutely shocked. Not only for the dad's behaviour, the hanger, and the fact that he was hitting his 11-year-old daughter, but also the comment section, like wow. Everyone seemed to be on the same page though. It was pretty much a consensus of abuse that baby. Whether she deserved it or not is yet to be discussed, and we can put that down in the comment section. But for now, without further ado, I'm going to show you the video.
Do you think it's cool for you to be taking your shirt off and sending pictures to boys? Huh? Huh? You think that's cool? Do you think that's cool? Huh? Do you think it's cool? I don't care. Do you think that's cool? Huh? Why the hell do you keep man fresh? I do not like little fresh ass little girls, yo. I don't. You think that's cool though? Huh? Taking your shirt off, sending boys pictures. Talking about you grown? You think you grown? How old is you? How old is you? How old is you? I don't care. How old is you, Sadir? How old is you? How old is you? I'm asking you a question. How old is you? Huh? How old is you? How old is you? Huh? How old is you, Sadir? Cause you sending a boy a picture talking about something. You grown. You grown? You grown? Huh? You grown? Is you grown? Cause I thought that you was what? 12? 11? How old is she, baby?
11.
You're 11 years old? You sending boys pictures talking about you grown? You grown? Huh? Is you grown, Sadir? You grown? Is you grown? Nobody likes little fast ass little girls. Nobody. Fuck you mean I'm grown? He asked you, you taking pictures with your shirts off and shit like that, right? You think it's cool? Huh? You think it's cool? You think it's cool, Sadir? Huh? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's cool to send pictures to boys talking about you grown with your shirt off and shit? Huh? You think that's cool? Do you think it's cool? Huh? You think that's cool? I'm asking a question. Oh, that's Sting, right? That's Sting, right? That's Sting? That's Sting, right? That's Sting, don't it? You think that's cool? Huh? You're not fucking grown.
Oh, wow, okay. So sir, do you think that's cool? Do you think that's cool to hit your daughter like that? You're hitting your 11-year-old daughter because of the mistakes she's made and because of the behavior that she's displaying. Instead of sitting down and asking her why she's displaying such behavior, where she's got this nonsense from, you've decided to hit her. So let's all clap for Dad for becoming his daughter's first abuser, because that is abuse. Hitting your child is abuse. And miss me with the cultural shit. I'm Caribbean. I was beat when I was a kid, properly beat, metal end of the belt beat. And not usually for valid reasons or even something as drastic as this, because her lifting up her top, taking pictures is not appropriate whatsoever. So don't think I'm justifying her behavior in any way. But beating her isn't the answer. Where's the love and where's the compassion? Why is the dad not holding his baby girl and explaining to her why her behavior is not appropriate? Why is he not trying to find out the reason why his child is behaving in this way? Because that's baffling to me. You're her father. You see that she's doing something that degrades her, that hurts her. And instead of figuring out why she's doing it, talking to her to try and change her behavior and let her understand, you're hurting her more. And just because he's not leaving marks and bruises on her body doesn't mean that she's not going to end up mentally scarred. Especially for your daughter, for a father, a male, to hit you is going to teach her that it's appropriate to be abused. It's going to allow her to think that it's appropriate that if a man doesn't like my behavior, hitting me is an appropriate thing to do. All of this in the guise of discipline and punishment makes no sense in a case where your child is degrading herself for you to go and degrade her more. Secondly, my issue with Dad is this. You're literally posting it on the internet for clicks and views. So your poor baby girl gets embarrassed in front of everybody all over the internet, embarrassed in front of her school friends, and now she's known as the girl who's going to take photos for boys and send it to them. So you're not only letting the people in the school know that they can get pictures of your daughter, you're also letting people on the internet know, which she most likely does have a social media platform, that they can get pictures of your daughter. You should be showing your daughter a level of love that she's not going to get simulated somewhere else. And this is what I mean by that. She's out there sending pictures to boys, most likely because they're giving her attention, they're giving her admiration, even if it's for a manipulative purpose. She doesn't know that. All she sees is these boys like me, they're giving me attention, this is love, this feels good. And then from her father, who actually does love her, she's getting hit, she's getting berated, it's been put all over the internet for her to be embarrassed. You think hitting her is going to make her stop. Okay. That worked for all of us. Beating stopped your behaviour. And for how long did it stop that behaviour? Because I'm pretty sure it was a couple of days or a week. I think one thing that adults nowadays need to realise that we're not raising kids in the generation when we were kids or when our parents were kids. The internet is wild nowadays. You've got TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Kids are getting popular. They're making money at very, very young ages. Children have phones that have cameras. They're seeing all these things done online. It's given the children a lot of popularity. It's given them attention. She's 11. So, sir, why does she have a phone? She does not, at 11 years old, need to have a phone with a camera. What she needs to have is a phone that can make calls. So instead of beating her, how about you have a conversation with her and you confiscate her phone so she doesn't have any social media or ability to take photos and send to anybody? That is parenting. So now let's have a look at the comment section, because that one was wild. I was just looking through all the comments and I was like, wow. So first of all, someone saying she deserved more than that, 100%. He got her attention without breaking her skin. I respect that. She ain't crying loud enough, This is 11-year-old. This is an 11-year-old. He ain't hitting her hard enough for me. Every time she didn't answer, it would have gotten harder and harder. Good job, dad or brother or uncle. Love her through that as well. Okay, at least she's saying to love the pitney through it. Fucking hell. Listen, it's giving plantation. The hanger is fine, yes. Dad, do your job. Come on. Good job, king. King. This is how a king treats his child. Lord Jesus Christ. I wonder how the king treats the queen. Fucking hell. This person did say, get your kids cameraless phones. I agree with the cameraless phone. I do not think your kid at 11 years old needs a phone with a camera. It could have all been avoided if you just didn't get the child a phone with a camera. But okay, beating her is the better option. This person says discipline is one thing, public embarrassment can cause so many damages to children. And then someone said should show her about that young girl that got found in a Tesla. Point. Educate, not beat, educate. This wasn't enough for me. She gonna be doing it again. That wasn't enough because she ain't called for the law to help, not once. What in the sickness? This is sickness. No, this is actually sickness. Some of your you lot don't need to be parents. You actually need to talk to your kids. You really do. Like, if you think this is appropriate, it's really not. The hanger should be broken. He tap dancing. Fucking hell. Great job, Dad. Wow. This is not enough. It's far too soft. This generation needs to be raised with more seriousness and discipline. And then this man says, I'm calling CPS. You know what? Your kids are going to have a problem. Trust me, they're going to have a problem regulating their emotions. They're going to have a problem with authority and discipline. They're going to have anger issues. Yeah, keep beating your kids and see how far it gets them in life. It's really not going to get them very far. You're damaging your daughter, and you now have the platform that you wanted. Showing the world that it's okay to beat your child. And clearly, in the eyes of many, you're a king. You know, if you don't get a belt, great job, dad. You know, I'm scrolling through these. There's so many. You may not see all of them on the screen because I'm scrolling on my phone, but I'll put some of them up. It's wild. It's wild. Someone said a verbal abuse here, ? Where is the police? And a person says, the fuck you mean abuse? He not even hitting her hard. And she sent nudes to a boy. At the end of the day, it is your child. You're going to do whatever you want with your kids until social services turns up. And that will be between you and them. But if you want to grow a well-rounded adult, especially a well-rounded young lady, I advise that you don't do things to her as her father, as a man, that you do not want men in the future doing to her. Because I can tell you a direct story that happened to me. So when I was a kid, there was this lady who was getting beaten by her boyfriend out on the street. I think she must have came from her property, her flats, and her boyfriend came behind her and started hitting her. And I was with 3 other friends. They were like, oh my God, we should call the police, this, that, and the other. And then I was like, no, just leave it. They were like, what? I was like, no, it's fine, just leave it. And they were like, I've never seen anything like that before. I think we should call the police. And I was just like, I don't think so. And they continued to talk as we walked away and left the poor woman about how they've never seen anything like that. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I've seen it in my own home. So I didn't think it was a big deal. I was young. I think I just started secondary school. I didn't think it was a big deal. It didn't shock me at all, seeing this woman get dragged by her hair and beating. Different story and scenario. But if abuse is happening in any way, even a small amount of abuse, even a little hit, you think it's not a big deal, what that manifests in a child when they get older can be detrimental to their mental health and to their relationships going forward. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Was this discipline or was it damage? Like, comment, subscribe if you like this video, and let me know what you thought down below. Have you seen this kind of parenting before, or are you breaking the cycle? Let's talk about it. I'm Naya, and this is Unfiltered.